want to join me today, I am going to be in our food storage room trying to create some order out of this chaos. We've been stocking up on a lot of food and I need to get it all put away and organized. So I haven't actually shared this storage room space on my Blogger channel yet. So I'll also talk you through some of the shelving we built, the design details of this little space, and then I have one little last creative project I want to do in this room to kind of finish it off, make it look like a little grocery store in our home. That's my vision for this, just this charming little grocery store where you can walk in and easily find what you're looking for, where you can easily put stuff away after I've purchased them. So anyway, I'm super excited to take you along with me today and then share all the details with you about this little food storage room that we have down here in our basement. To really appreciate this space, you've got to see the before. So this is about what it looked like when we moved in. It was one of those really dark and scary storage rooms, but we utilized it with our food storage basically and other random belongings while we were getting settled. But I just don't want any space in my home to feel icky. And so we decided to tackle it and try to make it a beautiful space. We wanted to rework the shelving a little bit. The ones that were in here were really deep, and so stuff would get lost in the back. So we decided to build a little more narrow shelves for the upper shelves and then rework the bottom ones as well. So it took a little bit of work as far as gutting it, getting the old shelving out, and rebuilding some of the shelving. I also thought it'd be really nice to have a countertop landing, even though it functions much like a shelf. It's nice to have this deeper countertop space where we can put a lot of crates and other things that work well with more depth. And I've got to be honest, it was so nice to just get all that old wood that was in there out. We even relayed some click together flooring, laminate flooring, really affordable flooring actually. All the old wood that was in here just smelled really bad. You could tell there'd been dead mice in here. So just by freshening up the space, new shelving, new paint, new countertops, new floor, it already made such a difference, and we haven't noticed any funky mouse smell since. Let's actually go back in time a little bit where I was filming this process, and let me explain a few of the design details that we did. So we're in earthquake country, so you always have to make a few measures, but my husband had this clear idea to put these removable bars right here, and back behind them are these little clips where they attach to. So you can easily remove these, and then, here I'll show you. I haven't actually done it myself. Yeah, so you remove them so that you can put food storage in there and clip them back in. Super handy. So he kind of lowered this ceiling to hide a bunch of the piping and venting system that was up there. So it looks a lot neater. And then we're building another drop ceiling on this upper part to hide the rest of the rafters. Since we're talking about food storage and storing up necessities, it actually got me thinking about the things that my mom would always store up. She was really good at food storage and had a lot in her basement. But I remember she would have vitamins and supplements. And so I think that's a great thing to consider keeping on hand. I recall, or if I recall correctly, she talked about how if nutritional food ever became short supply, it would be really good to have some supplements on hand. So if you also think this is a great idea, I highly recommend looking up MaryRuth Organics. They have so many amazing products and supplements for us to choose from that meet our needs. So definitely go cruise around, see what they have. I bet you'll find a lot of goodies that will support you with your wellness goals. MaryRuth has dedicated February to helping us stay consistent with our wellness goals. And so they have some of their most exciting offers and some new products that we can check out. One of the new products that I'm trying out is this women's multivitamin plus hair growth. So you get a lot of nutritional supplements in the multivitamin plus the hair growth. This product contains Lustrova, which is clinically shown to help grow thicker, fuller hair, improve facial, fine lines, wrinkles, and smoothness. I got this in the flavor peach, and I think it's great. I love their liquid supplements because they're easy to throw into my water bottle throughout the day or to throw into the smoothies or a juice that I might have at the beginning of the day. Just something quick and easy to remember to take. I love getting some supplements for my kids as well. I love their organic kids probiotic gummies because my kids will take them without me ever reminding them. They're super great to have. In my package this month, I also got the Skin Restore and Renew gummies. I also grabbed some cranberry gummies to have on hand. These can be great for supporting women's urinary health. So these are just some of the fun products I got this month. Definitely check them out online. I'll actually leave a link down in the description for you. There are 2 ways you can shop. You can go to their Amazon shop or directly to their website. And I'll leave links to their website and their Amazon shop so you can easily go check those out. But make sure you hold on to the coupon code MROTIDBIT. That will also get you additional savings. So they have some really great offers right now. If you shop with them through their website, you get 35% off your purchase, plus they're offering a 41% off if you do subscribe and save options. These offers are specifically for February, so make sure you take advantage of them. But if you're watching this video later on, don't worry, my code will still get you 30% off at MaryRuth, and you get the 20% off on Amazon. A huge thanks to MaryRuth for sponsoring this video. So to get started with organizing this space, I really needed to take out some of the things that we just shoved in here because we had nowhere else for it to go. And then of course we've been stocking up and just throwing things in here. So it's going to take me some time to get it organized to where it's at a place that I feel like there's a lot of order and I can see what we have, what we don't have, what we need. But I thought it'd be fun to actually take you along through this process to get an idea of what we actually store for our food storage. I wouldn't say we're like extreme preppers, but I do like to feel like we have at least a few months worth of food if like grocery stores totally shut down. But mostly I'm thinking of all the things that we use all year long, some of our main staples, and I like to just have those stocked up and continually rotating them and adding to them. So I hope this is a little motivating. You can see what I put in here. I do think about short-term food storage items, like short-term meaning, use up within like 3 months, but then I'm also trying to plan for what we might use in a year. So some items I'm buying in major bulk, and I know that it will probably last us a lot of for like at least a year, especially a lot of the canned goods that can last a long time. And the grains, of course, could last several decades. So it's kind of a mix of just what we constantly are using and what I feel like we would need in the event of an emergency. Staples like my grain, like my wheat berries, I do try to think about what I'm using in a year's time. I'm actually, since I'm baking a lot more with freshly milled grains, I'm keeping track of how much we're using so that I can get a better idea of how much a family of 6 would need for a year. And then it's my goal to make sure we have that. So I just always want to be prepared for emergency. Something about when you're a parent just makes you realize, these little ones depend on you, and sometimes this world feels a little unstable. So it's nice to know that if you had to hunker down, you could get by and feed these little bellies. But I do hope it's a little enjoyable for you to see what we do stock up on. So you can see a lot of the stuff I have is from Azure Standard, and I'll leave a link to that co-op drop-off place. They have a lot of great deals for bulk food, especially organic bulk foods. Sometimes organic can be really expensive, but when you join this co-op, you can get it a lot more affordably. Some of the things that are in packages that I worry that rodents might find, we are in the country. I like to put those in containers just to make sure that they're a little more rodent proof. Some of the bulk items we get are from Amazon, like these tissue boxes. I like to stock up on those so that we have them when maybe little colds hit us. But also I stock up in Costco, other bulk stores. Anytime I see a good deal for the things that we use a lot of, I'm trying to stock up and fill our food storage room with all those things. And I know I'm saying food storage room, but this is actually storing other necessities, I would say, like deodorants, soaps, laundry detergents, female products, toilet paper, you name it. I'm trying to fill this basement room with the things that we need. It's just so nice to be able to come down here, when we've run out of things and grab them and have them on hand. Like I mentioned, we do live in the country, so it's not at all convenient to run into town for most things. So it's so nice to have a fully stocked storage room where I know that we have necessities. The kids can come down if they run out of toothpaste or whatever, they can grab what they need. You'll actually see here a lot of our home canned food products as well. Normally in our lives, we do a lot more home canning stuff. In fact, I've bought more like canned goods from Azure Standard than I have in the past, where we just moved into this home it's almost been 2 years now. We don't have a garden yet, and life has been so busy with the remodeling that we just haven't done a lot of home canning, but we have done some. Like a lot of these juices you're seeing are freshly canned elderberry juice. We love to go to the mountains and find elderberry bushes and pick them, juice them, and can them. Nothing works better from my experience than supporting your immune system and helping you get over or prevent the cold and flu. So I love to have elderberry juice. We get free grapes from some neighbors, and so we juice those. We did some pears. Actually, I think my mother-in-law did those pears for us, so that was super sweet. But we really do look forward to the time when we can have more of the home canned goods, and I designed that back wall to be more narrow to fit all those beautiful jars of home canned food. I think it's so pretty. Okay, you'll see now I'm working with the buckets. So they've been a little neglected. Normally I have these full, but I'm going through them, seeing which ones are empty, seeing which big, like 50-pound bags I need to put on my next Azure order of grains and sugar and salt, buckwheat, still cut oats, you name it. I like to have a variety of grains and things that we use a lot of. I have several buckets, and I love that we designed this lower part to fit specifically 2 buckets high and 2 buckets wide. So we can really stack a lot of these 5-gallon buckets down here, which is so nice. And you're gonna see the little curtain project I'm going to do in a bit to cover those and make it just look a little more tidy. And pretty, just because that really makes me very happy. And if you've been hanging out with me for a while, you know I'm really getting into freshly milled flours, and so we are using these berries and grains a lot and going through them pretty fast. So I'm keeping a little note thing on my phone, making sure that these buckets are being rotated and used up and stocked at all times. But I do like to get grains from Azure Standard. I also like, is it called Teton Mills? I'll link all my sources for wheat berries down in the description for you, but there's a lot of great sources for organic berries. One of the best things you can store up. They're so nutritious, and if they're not milled, if they're in this berry form, they're holding onto their nutrients and their freshness for decades. This is like the perfect food, perfect nutrition, so storable. It's like God knew what he was doing when he told us that wheat was the staff of life. We keep our paint here in this corner, and I just noticed a bunch of spilled paint. Ugh! I think my son and his friends were playing hide and go seek in here. That's my guess, is what happened. Boys are so destructive. How do you moms who have several boys do it? Oh man. I cannot even get this bucket off of that dried paint. So we're gonna wait for hubby. We're just gonna put up the curtain and no one will know. Okay, now I'm getting ready to build the curtain for this lower area. But one more quick thing, if you didn't already know, I've actually put out a cookbook all about yeast breads made with freshly milled flour. So if that interests you, please check the description or just go to tidbitsandco.com. I have my cookbooks there, a lot of other products that I make for you guys to support you as the keeper of your home. So check that out, and if you're really interested in storing wheat berries and using those up by freshly milling them yourself, this is really a great resource, and I highly recommend you think about doing that. So I have quite a lot of curtain space to cover. So here's what I'm experimenting with today. So I bought a whole bunch of tension rods that fit the measurements of each spot in between the boards. And I'm going to try to see how I can get these tablecloths actually to work as a curtain. There were some really cute tablecloths, and I felt like it was more affordable and less work than just buying fabric. But you can see here, I'm trying to experiment with using the little clips, and I decided we didn't have enough depth on the countertop for that to work because you could see the top of the curtain. And here's the thing, I really didn't want to cut these tablecloths up because there's quite a few of them, and we've already used them a lot for like big family gatherings. I think they're so cheerful. They'd be great to have as tablecloths in the summertime. So I'm trying to prevent from cutting them at all, so that if I need them as a tablecloth, it's easy to just come down here and take them off the tension rod and use them as a tablecloth. So all that said, I actually decided to skip the little clip rings and not even sew a casing, so I didn't have to cut them in half. And I'm just putting up the tension rod and then folding over the fabric over the rod and then just bunching it up so that it covers the whole space. And I think it worked out pretty good. You can see the cute little tassels on the tablecloth still, this cute yellow gingham pattern that goes with the yellow walls. But I'm so excited that I found a way to fill the whole space and keep these whole so that we can use them as tablecloths when we need to. But here you're seeing the finished space. I put that little table, I actually antiqued that, but I put that in the middle of the room because it's really nice to have a dumping zone. A lot of times when you buy in bulk, you're just hurrying and putting it down here, and I get to it later. So that was kind of the point of this table. It's also nice because it can fold up and be easily moved, but we can also pull it out if we ever want to bring it into the living room, do games on it, or have it for extra eating surface. But here's the finished room. You can see how the blue living room kind of transitions into the yellow storage room. I really had that vision of this like extreme color change. My family was a little bit shocked that I drenched a storage room in yellow, but let me know what you think about it. It does feel a bit much, I'll be honest. Maybe I should have done like more neutral color perhaps, but it's unexpected. It's very cheerful. I do think yellow paint does better in a room with a lot of natural light, so sometimes it has kind of a funky cast to it. But it really is fun and unexpected. And I feel like it transitions from that blue living room pretty well. You can see here I added a clipboard with paper and this cute little art that says, "If you are prepared, you shall not fear." But behind it is also empty paper and a pen where I can easily write down the things that we need, what I need to buy from the grocery store and stock up on again. We do keep some freeze-dried food in number 10 cans. They can last for many, many years. So that's more of the long-term food storage. And of course we have peanut butter, spreads, syrups, sauces, lots of things that we use on a daily basis. So it's kind of a mix of short-term food storage as well as long-term food storage. But it has the vibe that I was hoping for. This little place where my kids can be sent down to grab what I need them to grab while I'm making dinner, or they know exactly what we have when we run out, and they're not like terrified of going into the scary storage room. So I think mission accomplished. It's been really fun to put together. I did forget to mention these little crates. I found some yellow crates and thought it would go perfect. And they set really great on the countertop area that we ended up staining a darker color. And inside of them, I've tucked a lot of our freeze-dried foods that my husband really loves to freeze-dry food, and we have a freeze dryer that he inherited from his parents. So that's kind of his thing. He likes to get those packaged up, take them camping, but also it's really nice to have that freeze-dried food because it lasts for such a long time. One thing I would like to do more is label these like crates and baskets with the things that go in them. So if I ever need my kids to like help me unload, they'll know exactly where they go. The soaps go here, the toothpaste and teeth things go here, the contact solutions go here. So I think it'd be fun to label these little baskets at some point, but I didn't get that quite accomplished just yet. And then I thought I would make a note for you. These are all my like herbs and spices over here underneath the canned goods. But it's really nice to have them all here where the sun is not shining on them, so they last longer. But I really do love to have herbs on hand for medicinal reasons, to make up herbal teas, also to flavor our food. So it's kind of fun for me to have it all there out where I can see it, where I might want to make some tinctures or salves. It's all out there. But I love having these can rollers. I'm not sure what they're called. I will link all the things that I bought down below for you, but I love the rotating can rollers. So you know to grab from the bottom one and you're grabbing the oldest can. And then when you're restocking the cans, it just rolls on top. I think they're super handy and they work great for long-term food storage. Some of the canned goods that we keep are a lot of the beans and lentils, tomato sauces. We use those a lot for like homemade pizza, pineapple slices, corn, beans, canned pumpkin, mandarin oranges, coconut cream and coconut milk. Anyway, those are some of the things I'd like to keep on hand as far as canned goods go. Oh, and then I have to show you what's behind this door. We didn't add any shelving on this spot that kind of gets tucked away behind the door when it's open, because I wanted to stack up the toilet paper, paper towel storage. I thought this was a really good spot for that. Since we buy it in bulk, it's just nice to stack it up. And just make sure we have a full supply, that we won't run out. I know we've witnessed emergency situations that toilet paper seems to be the first thing to go. So I try to keep that stocked. And another thing that I want to get more storage of is water, of course. I have some here, but I have extra room behind the curtain. I think I'm gonna go and stock up on a lot of like bottled water and make sure that we have that for emergency storage, as well as big, like 50-gallon water storage things that we place in the garage or in the shop. So it's really important to have water for emergency storage. Well, that pretty much is your tour, friends. I hope it was helpful to see not only what we store in our home, but how to make it cute. So we have never in our entire lives, being married 20 years or more, have had a cute storage room that felt really functional and just like a happy place. So to make this a reality has been super fun. It's just a surprising space when anyone visits and walks in. Normally food storage rooms don't look like this. I'll be honest, none of ours have in previous homes. And so it's been a lot of fun to just make even a space that maybe everyone doesn't see every day still feel homey, beautiful, organized, and welcoming. I just love the fact that there are no more spaces in our basement that feel scary. So I hope you've enjoyed touring with me. Sure appreciate you, and I hope that I've left you with some inspiration for your own home. Thanks for joining me, and I'll be back very soon to share more inspiration for the keeper of the home.